Hello there. I'm the biblical translator, but I'm not talking to you as a biblical translator this evening. I'm talking to you as a fellow citizen and child of God, and I just feel that just because we're Christians doesn't mean that we don't get our feet wet and we don't need to know what's going on. So I just wanted to share some information with you, especially in view of the riots. I just want to say what a relief it was for the counter-protesters to go out there and temporarily halt the disruption. I hear there are going to be more riots and not so many counter-protesters over the next few days, but we'll have to watch this space. The reason I'm doing this video is to let you know, should you be a victim of the riots, anything to do with house damages, car torch. So I have to take off this. Sorry, I keep forgetting to take off the disturbance. Do not disturb. Yeah, if you've been affected by having your windows smashed, any damage because of the riots, I just wanted to share this information with you. Okay, this is the source is The Guardian, and one of the questions says, I'm one of those affected by the riots. What are my rights? For those caught up in the chaos who did not have adequate cover in place or were not insured in some cases, there is some good news in the form of legislation that offers official compensation. The Riot Compensation Act 2016, which replaced the Riot Damages Act 1886, gives eligible victims of criminal damage or loss during the riot the right to compensation. If you have got insurance, you must claim via your insurers first. So if your car was damaged, you need to contact your motor insurer, or if your windows of your home were smashed, you need to talk to your building's insurance provider. Physical damage to homes or businesses is covered as standard by most household and business insurance policies, and the ABI added most comprehensive motor insurance also includes cover for damage to your car. Most commercial insurance policies will cover business for damage to premises, including any interruption to business operations. However, supposing you don't have insurance, I'm going to jump this one. Well, okay, the first thing you should do is report the crime to the police. If you have not done already, you should be given a crime reference number which you may need when dealing with your insurer or claiming from the official compensation scheme. You can still submit a claim for compensation even if you haven't been given a crime number, but it's much better if you've got a crime number. So what if I'm not insured by, or my insurer rejects my claim? This is where the official riot compensation scheme provided by the Act steps in. This enables people to claim compensation from the relevant police claims authority. For most of England and Wales, this will be the Police and Crime Commissioner for the area where the riot took place. But in London, the claims authorities are the Mayor's Office for Policing and Crime and the Common Council for the City of London Police Area. For contact details, go to the Police Force's website. So that's very useful information. If you are an owner of a building affected by a riot, you can claim for damage to its structure. If you are a tenant occupier of an address, you can claim for your damaged or stolen contents. A business can claim for things such as damaged or stolen stock, including business-related items stored in a vehicle. In order to qualify for redress, victims need to demonstrate that the damage or loss they suffered was as a result of a riot, as defined in Section 1 of the Public Order Act. You're going to have to read that because sometimes what we define as a riot might not be defined as a riot in their act. So just make sure that you come under that criteria. You have 42 days to make your claim from the date the riot ends. If you try to claim on your insurance but are turned down, you have 42 days after that to approach the official compensation scheme. The compensation may take the form of cash or repairs paid by the claims authority. And there's a lot of other questions about, you know, what if I need immediate help? Will this push up my people's insurance premiums and that kind of stuff? So we are in trying times at the moment. I'm sure a lot of prayers went out last night when we heard about the riots. Where I work, they let us off early. They even said we should work from home because it was anticipated that in my area there might be a riot, but there wasn't. 100 riots were stopped. But now the police are saying they're going to be some more. But I think if the police are saying they're going to be some more, it's like manifesting it. Why don't they keep quiet? Why are they telling people that they're going to be more riots in order? It's almost like you're giving people permission to have riots. So all I'm saying is that we need to keep ourselves safe. We need to be alert. We've been warned in the Bible, when all seems like peace and safety, there's going to be sudden destruction. So don't become complacent. You can't go by what they say on the news. The news tells you what they want you to hear, not what is actually taking place. Sometimes they have this things like this as like a they call it something, but it's like a strategy. It's like a planning it's not a contingency plan. It's like they have a name for it, but it's when you plan an event, you let that event take place so you can see how people operate in those circumstances. So it's almost like they'll know how people are going to react if this kicks off. Now, because of the riots, if it was planned, we don't know what the situation is, but if it was a situation where it was a setup to see how people would react in a riot situation, they already know that the enthusiasm will be there for the first round. Over 25,000 people, counter-protesters came out, so they'll know that they can gauge how many people are going to protest. And then they know that in the second round, which is what they're planning now, they know that those counter-protesters will just lose interest and they'll think that they've done their bit. They've done their bit for their country and the people, and so they relax a little bit and they just let things slide. So they'll know that this is what is going to happen, and they'll know that when they're ready for the real event, how it's going to play out. And they do something like this in war, when they want to know how their opponents are going to react. They create a scenario, and we have to. That's why I'm saying you cannot be complacent. We do not know what's going on. We do not know what's bubbling under the surface. All we can do is pray for families and friends. We have to pray for wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And we just have to trust the process. You know, I was thinking this morning, I can't imagine this world without me in it, but there will be a time when I am not in this world. And so we have to be aware of that possibility. So we have to do the best we can for now. We have to be aware. We have to be alert. And for the most part, we need to show love. Those people that came out yesterday, it's their way of showing love, not necessarily to black people, but they showed love all the same. They showed love by opposing violence. And that's all we need. Unity is strength. And we just have to be careful. Just be careful. Trust the process. Look after yourself. Keep safe. And try to keep your family safe. And I think that's all I can say for now. I think I've covered everything. Yeah. Bye-bye.